The focus is really seeking to empower NYCs. We have a lot of national youth councils that don't necessarily have the resources that they need in order to be on the ground and to do as much advocacy, engagement, and programs that they need. So that is definitely going to be the focus of what we're doing. Additionally, working with other organizations to strengthen not only national youth councils, but for national youth councils to be able to strengthen the youth organizations and the youth civil society organizations that they work with, and having a louder voice as it relates to youth advocacy and addressing youth challenges and youth issues, because oftentimes we have issues in the Caribbean and those we really don't hear the youth voice as loud as we should and as united as it should be. And I think that is important if we're seriously talking about youth development and advancing the youth agenda in the region.
Are there any specific projects that you hope to undertake during your tenure?
Well, definitely, as an executive, we started to discuss rebranding the council, looking at policy and advocacy as well as capacity building, and definitely something that seeks to engage young women who are in leadership or seeking to be involved with leadership and talking about women's rights as well as the rights of young people in general. And when you talk to policymakers, when we get into discussions as a president of a National Youth Council and now as the incoming chair of the Caribbean Regional Youth Council, we'll hear that the resources are there, the want to assist is there, but it isn't materializing. There hasn't been this commitment to put money where mouth is, with the exception of St. Lucia that has a legislated subvention, Barbados that gets a small subvention that we're currently seeking to have increased by the government of Barbados, and Anguilla. Other councils struggle to get things done, but then we'll hear governments saying that young people need to be involved, we need to volunteer, we need to do the programs. We can't do it without funds and without resources. And it's not saying that we expect that the government will hand us the funds. We do not expect that they will give us everything. But if you recognize how important it is to have young people at the table, to have young people interacting with young people, to have youth movements led by youth, for youth, then it really requires that you invest in us. You allow for us to take on the roles that you are asking us. And one of the things that we heard this week in the sessions was that young people are the future. No, we're currently the now, because you want us to participate right now. And so the resources have to be made available for us to do so, and to do so effectively and with all the passion and vigor that is indicative of just being young. No, I don't think that any government in the Caribbean does not recognize how important it is to have youth at the table and how to have youth involved. I think that the lack of funding is sometimes that there are so many things happening, and we find ourselves at a place where we have to choose, and sometimes young people and youth-led initiatives are put on the back burner. And I mean grassroots youth-led initiatives, organic movements. So CRYC was formed by young people for young people. Youth councils are run by young people for young people. They are non-governmental. Most of them, if not all of them, are apolitical, and therefore I think sometimes that we do not recognize the importance of having independent young people, or we don't wish to invest in them as much as we say that we wish to invest in them. And to be honest, it is 2020. It is the start of a new decade, and governments need to, and I strongly believe that governments need to put their monies where their mouths are. We're not asking for the world. We're not asking you to create a whole new ministry. We're asking that you support young people as much as you claim that you will.